Good day, my friends. I hope you're doing really well. And I want to apologize to everyone that I said, hey, everybody, I'll be here 5 p.m. Eastern. That didn't work out. And I couldn't alert anybody to it. Just something came up as one of those, like, everything's fine today kind of things. But yesterday was like, whoa, what's happening? Kind of a thing I had to deal with, like, in the very moment when I was getting ready to hop on and do this with you. So, like I said, everything's fine. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I let you all know, one, that I didn't forget about it. I wish I could have given you a heads up that I had to reschedule it. And thank you for your patience. I do want to always, I do my best to do what I say I'm going to do. And I know a couple people liked that I was going to come on and I didn't show up for you. So I'm really, really sorry about that. And I think you all know that I don't make a habit of that, but this actually was I think I had to deal with right in the moment, and then the rest of the day got away from me. So I apologize, but I am here today, and I want to talk about, I guess that's a little bit of a heavier topic. I think I do tend to do that, but, just working with some just amazing humans. It's like I feel a little teary about it, probably because I'm tired, and also, I genuinely just are in awe of people who are willing, oh goodness, to like actually count the cost of what recovery costs in our culture, because it is it's easier to, and I know we do what we got to do sometimes for survival, but there also comes a time when we know what we're doing is costing us, staying the way we are is costing us so much more than it is the cost of like time and resources, as well as like, wow, to fully recover, I'm going to need to grow my capacity. And that means I'm going to have to start like looking at things and being willing to feel hard emotions and really be intentional and take stock of how I spend my time in my life. And honestly, look at what I believe. What would it mean if I gained weight? What would it mean if people rejected me? And being able to get to the truth of that, that's not easy to do. I mean, everything, honestly, that me and my team ask our clients to do, nothing's easy. Some of it's easy in theory, and then when we bump up against the parts of us that that might feel like it's a threat, we work through that. Or maybe it's not parts that feels like a threat to get to the grocery store. It's recognizing that care does take time, and we can't necessarily live super, super fast paced and maybe get our food needs met and sleep and movement, and also keep the priorities in other parts of our life in line as well. Because some people spend all their time on their health and their life is very small, health and fitness, and their life is very small and disordered in this kind of way. And some people try to act as if they don't have a body and they don't have needs and they don't have preferences, and their world is really small in this kind of way. Some people are so afraid of never getting the needs met that the world becomes small because they don't feel like they really have a lot of agency, and they're just blown by the winds of what sounds really good right now and not enough, like, well, what does my body need? So there's all these different ways in which our worlds can become very small. And it's simply because I need to kind of back up a second and recognize, what is it that I haven't yet been willing to count the cost for or with to get more truth in that spot, essentially. And so I know I've done videos like this before, but I'm reflecting. I'm reflecting today on how important it is to understand that if you're going to have a really stable relationship with food, a competent eating relationship with food, it's not just your hunger fullness. It's going to be the way in which you look at yourself and the world and others around food and body. You're not going to be a person who's judgmental anymore. That's just not going to cross your mind. And it takes effort to get there, in terms of like how you think and why, how come you think this way? And again, what's the cost of that? It's going to take effort to feed yourself in a way that your body is thriving in, and for and from. It's going to take, looking at your how you structure your day, and juggling sometimes. So like body needs this, but this other thing needs to be done. So sometimes we're compromising and juggling, but the big picture is that overall things are getting done that are supportive to your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. So that all that comes with a cost, because we see what culture values. We do. We see what we're being influenced to value. I'm not going to name all that stuff here because we can see it. We see it, and you know the fruit of it. You know how it impacts your life, and the smallness of your life, or the fear-basedness of your life, or whatever. We see all those consequences. So this is the thing, is that if you are going to fully recover, it's going to be, what would it mean if I didn't continue to think that being thinner is the best? What would happen? What would happen in my life, my health, my relationships? What would happen? And get really clear, is it true? Because if you're not sure if it's true, and it's just based on what you see everywhere, and you know your experience of believing that, and what's the consequences in your life, it may not be true. If a lot of not so great outcomes are happening. And remember, it's not about success here in recovery isn't about what you end up weighing. It's about how clear you are in your mind and what drives your decisions. Is it out of attunement and actual true caregiving, or is it out of fear? And there's a cost to living in a whole lot of peace, to be honest. We're giving up trying to do everything our way so that we can avoid discomfort. That's kind of what it boils down to. So I am just using this video mostly as an encouragement to all y'all who are just counting the cost, to focusing on health, physical, mental, and emotional, regardless if you lose weight. If you're focusing on, when I say regardless if you lose weight, some people expect intuitive eating to make them lose weight, and that's not the case for everybody. And that's why some people are motivated to do it, because they're sick of the other cycle. Let's try this for weight loss, and that's not how it's going to be. It's people have typically people have improved health because they focus on health behaviors. That's just kind of the gist of it. Some of you are counting the cost of I thought for me to be happy or content or feel safe or lovable, if I just kept this kind of body, and it kept me above being criticized, or it kept me more invisible, and that would make my life better and safer. Is that really true? And if you are quote unquote earning some avoidance of certain people in your life, or maybe from your past criticizing you, is that still worth it? Versus allowing something better when you unplug from people who don't value you. When you unplug, you give room for other people who will, instead of seeing weight loss as the solution to why you're not getting what you want or need from them. So there's cost. And again, I'm making this video just as an encouragement to you all that that's known and seen by so many people who are on this journey. And not enough people talk about what it is that you might be giving up, but also, what is it you're getting? I mean, it's not all about getting, right? But this is hard work. So what is it in your life? Is it more peace? Not just peace with food and your own, doesn't take up so much space in your mind, but also the peace of knowing wow, yeah, I gave up the world, but I got back, feeling at peace inside myself that I'm not always trying to earn people's love. There's a peace there, and that's just one example. So there's an exchange, and I'm just here to remind you all that it's worth it. Even if you're having a hard day today, it's still going to be worth it, even though you feel not so great right now. So just want to thank you all so much for watching this video. And I would love to hear your comments below about what kind of topics you want to be talking about, what you want to hear my take on, what our clients, ideas about what the journey looks like, whatever it is. I mean, if you are new here and you want some ideas, you can go to my YouTube channel, just Tracy Brown RD. And there's at least 10 years of maybe 12. I've lost count now. How many years of teaching videos? Anything from hunger fullness, work to body image to movement, some functional nutrition stuff, and a lot of videos like this. Encouragement, nervous system health, teaching regulation videos to understand threat responses and how that impacts your eating and all that. So if that's anything that you're interested in, or you want some more nuance about one of those things, please be very specific in the comments below. If we've already done one about that recently, I'll direct you there. If it's like, yeah, you're right, I haven't talked about that in a while, I'd be happy to do that. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.